And I'm starting to think Jack Campbell might not be the answer.
Oh, pal, you're telling me that Jack Campbell isn't a top 10 NHL goaltender, that he wouldn't make the American Olympic team. He's so good. They call him Soupy because he's a can of soup. Oh man, yeah, that was great. I loved it. It was on Twitter. Some random Leafs fan was like thinking he was a bit of a smart aleck and being like, yeah, the Leafs hate is on the Leafs Twitter hate is so real. People think that Campbell and Demko aren't the same. And he just posts like the season save percentage and statistics of Campbell and Demko, and they're 9-17, 9-18, both of them.
Joe, just January.
Jesus Christ, man! Like,
is there? I can't think of a goalie that I feel more compassion for than Jack Campbell, based on what we've learned about him and the demeanor and the composure he has. But like, he is not playing very well at all.
Well, he's not playing very well. Peter Mrazek isn't doing that hot. Jake Muzzin's out. But I don't know. Let's see what Dubas does with his LTIR cap space and his picks and his prospects. And I mean, he could just trade Travis Dermott 1-for-1 for JT Miller, because Travis Dermott's the second coming of Nicholas Lidstrom, right? So.
We had somebody in the group chat, a well-respected member of the local hockey community.
Let's call him, I don't know what. Let's give him.
Let's call him Rusty.
Let's
Rusty Shackelford.
Would it be Brendan B? No, that's too much. Let's call him B Bachelor.
So he made a joke. He's like, the Canucks, because I figured the Canucks were going to win on Saturday. He's like, the headlines are going to be Austin Matthews scores, attempts Michigan in losing effort, and you go to NHL.com, it's Austin Matthews scores twice as Maple Leafs lose against some team. Who knows? Some
unknown, unverified team, supposedly and rumored to play on the West Coast. Now back to the Toronto Maple. Yeah, no, that game was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I was working at the same time and also trying to watch the damn game, but yeah, no, great for them. That was a
fun. It's all fun.
It was totally such a fun game, and they're coming home on this homestand, and this is it. Like, this homestand is going to dictate a lot of things. Unless, they've already kind of predetermined in their minds saying, okay, well, regardless of what happens. But I kind of feel at this point, if I'm leaning towards anything, I'm leaning towards, I feel you have to give this team and the players and the coaching staff a lot of credit for getting out of the hole that they've done.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do, if I had to guess right now, I don't think they're going to go after that big, huge, Seth Rollins burn it down sort of move. But I don't think they're also going to go on the 21st and not make at least one, forward progressing move. If that
something's bubbling up there.
Just something, if it's Pearson, if it's like one of those lateral moves where it's like, they trade a player that's a bit of a higher caliber player now, if that's like a Besser idea where they trade Besser for like a pick and a player.
Yeah,
where it's not going to necessarily be a thing where it's completely going to crater any idea of them making the playoffs or going after this run. But yeah, so I feel like they put in all the cards in front of them, but this homestand should be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be
a little rocking, and we'll see what happens.
Arash, I feel for you, because we have spent every week being like, this road trip, this is gonna define the season. This homestand's gonna really show you what the
no, but I'm serious this time. No, because there's a date. There's literally, I mean, and then in 3 months
they can do it next week.
They can just do it next week too. It's fine.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my crystal ball. And okay, imagine me. I'm in a van. I've got a beautiful South Vancouver Island forest behind me, a babbling brook, a dewy meadow, and I'm the reception's not the best, but you just hear a rash being like, these games this week. Next week before the trade deadline, this is really where the season is going to tell you everything you need to know about this team.
Well, well, Ryan, it's like, okay, are they as good as the 28-4 record that they have under Bruce Boudreau? Like, is this the team, like, if over a prorated season of 82 games, is this what they are? Like, are they like an elite, just a completely brick wall, like just tearing through the forest like a Titan from Attack on Titans?
No, but they are fun to watch.
They're fun. They're fun.
They're fun right now.
They're fun right now. And
in
if
this
we
vacuum.
needed anything, if we've needed anything in the last little bit, it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like I have to word this carefully. I just feel like after this tremendous run that they've went on with Bruce, that if you do make a move right now that is a huge move, I think that can have a very long-lasting negative effect.
Yeah.
Right. I get it. And the problem is with people who are like, oh, people are constantly moving goalposts and this and that. We were trying for a really long, for 2 to 3 months after Green was fired, to figure out what this was, because we knew when they were 8-15-2 in December, there's no way they were that bad. There wasn't. They were completely unlucky. Their underlying numbers completely suggested otherwise. I think the most disheartening thing was just watching how they were losing games. And so for a while, they needed time for, let's say, a span of about 30 games for them to just see, okay, what is this team? Now, as much as we give credit to them when they were 8-15-2, that they weren't that bad, we also have to look at the stretch of games in where they're 28-4, that maybe this pace that they're going isn't exactly as sustainable as it is making.
Well, they've got the easier schedule right now. And then as soon as the trade deadline happens, when I could definitely see the way the West is going, the way Minnesota is kind of falling off a cliff, which
Vegas is, like
Vegas. Hey, that Jack Eichel. Oh, geez, gonna have to move him.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Seems like he needs another neck. I think we how about this? We put we do a new operation, and maybe this is because I've been watching the Nick, but we put Max Pacioretty's head onto Jack Eichel, and then we put Max Pacioretty on LTIR.
Because the wrong old boy from a former Canadian team is on the IR, because they're looking like they're missing Mark Stone right now.
Oh man, I cannot wait for someone to just completely destroy the CBA with like a new scandalous LTIR scheme. Like it'll be so funny. But yes,
you're talking about this honeymoon, this delightful little mid-season
Bruce, there it is.
A little Bruce, there it is situation. I think the honeymoon's over for Bruce based on his comments he made in the media this week.
Go ahead.
Well, the team he's modeling, he wants to model the current Canucks after. Specifically cites the 2011 Boston Bruins.
I'm just trying to think. That was a pretty good team, right? There's no reason for us to be salty about that.
No,
they won fair and square.
Yeah,
it wasn't because Dan Hamhuis tried to do a hip check, and then Ryan Kessler had one ligament left in his shoulder. Christian Ehrhoff was hurt. Michael Samuelsson was hurt, and then Mason Raymond broke his back. It wasn't because Greg Campbell's dad was Colin Campbell, and he was like, Aaron Rome, you're banned for 900 games for a hit that was like 1.5 Mississippis off, and Nathan Horton had his head down.
Those were some hard Mississippis, though, you got to admit.
Hard, yeah.
He wanted to say specifically he was referring to being able to run all 4 lines. I just love that Bruce, when it comes time to cite a 4-line
He
Successful
couldn't have
team.
picked any other team. Like he couldn't have picked any other four-line
Pittsburgh
team.
Penguins, maybe
Like the LA Kings.
his
none
old
of-
Anaheim Ducks.
Like anyone. You couldn't have picked anyone. And I'm like, all right. Maybe it was a slow news day, and there was like, all right, Drance looks like he's about to cry. We need to give him a little something.